own personal development and personal transformation to make those commitments. Because on Saturday mornings, you usually want to sleep, right? And Sunday mornings, you definitely want to sleep. And so when you see individuals getting up at 7 o'clock, 7:30 to be here at that time, I think it begins to say, I'm really committed to my transformation. It gives me great privilege to welcome one of our speakers today is a very, very senior teacher in the Brahma Kumaris culture. And if you don't know much about the Brahma Kumaris, it's been around for over 80 years and is predominantly ran by women. So most of the leadership in the Brahma Kumaris are female ran, not because we have issues with the brothers, but because the founder had left a legacy that it wasn't going to be his job as a man to change the world, but he basically said the world will change when women are empowered. So as a result of that, he handed over the entire organization to women. So from one branch in 1930s, here we are in 2019, where there are now 9,000 branches in 120 countries. And what makes our organization such a beautiful movement is that there are 1 million volunteers around the world in those 120 countries. So when we begin to create an initiative or have discussions about global consciousness and global change, we really, really mean it. So each of these little pods, we call them little pods, little centers around the world. Whatever work we're doing here, we have the firm faith that it's rippling outside beyond these walls. How many of you are aware of the butterfly effect? You ever heard of the butterfly effect? So the story is really cool, right? So all these butterflies were on an island and then they started to do something very different and flap their wings differently. And on another island where it had no idea that there were other butterflies on that island, they started to flap and do exactly what that group of butterflies were doing on that particular place. So what basically it's saying that there's a ripple effect where it has to do with the way you think has an effect. So if everybody in this room this morning were thinking very pure and positive thoughts, the main message this morning was practice to be detached and loving. A lot of times we're detached, but we're not loving. We're frustrated. You go over there and don't call me. Or you go over there, I just need some time. You have my blessings and my good wishes, but right now I just need that space. That's when you're detached and loving. And that part never usually shows up all the time, right? So the main message today is to apply detachment and love at the same time so that there'll be success in everything. It also was a very profound class. It says, look at your relationships. Are they successful? Look at your health. Is it working for you? Look at your finance. Is it working for you? But look at your own nature. So how well are these particular areas doing inside of you? And if they're all healthy, then they're going to work. If they're filled with attainments, they're going to work. So the whole session this morning focused so much on that. If you're loving and detached, there'll be success in all these areas. So today, our guest speaker, Sister Gudrun from Germany, has been a practicing instrument for the Brahma Kumaris for 30 years, over 30 years. She, her speciality in her profession is actually clown therapy, one of the many hats that she wears. And she also does a lot of programs in Germany for the empowerment of women as well. Sister Gudrun has been a friend. She's going to be with us in the Washington area for a month. She's one of the best teachers that we know. So anybody in her presence definitely gets a whiff of 30 years of a lot of dedication, 30 years of a lot of service, and 30 years of a lot of generosity of spirit. So today she's going to come up and share with you the significance of Diwali, how it comes from an inner practice first before it becomes this big grand opened external celebration. So please welcome Sister Gudrun, and she'll take us through a wonderful morning of, I don't know, entertainment, festivities, joy, laughter, meditation, and all of these good things. So how many of you know what Diwali is here? Hands up. How many of you are trying to figure out what is the Diwali and what is the theme and how do we walk into light? So Diwali is the Hindu Eastern rendition of Happy New Year. Oh. So you get to celebrate 2 Happy New Years by focusing on the well-being of your thoughts and how your thoughts are creating your newness. So we're tying in the celebration of Diwali with the theme and the discussion of today. So welcome Sister Gudrun, and she will tell you more about combining your thought dimension to celebrating your life. Sister Gudrun? Welcome, welcome.
Okay, a warm welcome from my side. It was a big introduction because the other side is that I jumped just in and heard that I do this for you now, but it's fine for me. I love this also spontaneous thing and just to use whatever you have learned. And this is, I wish you also, whatever you have learned, you can use it anytime, even you are not expecting it or not prepared in a sense. But on the other side, yes, I'm always prepared, of course. So, in this festival of Diwali, it's actually the starting point to be ready to do things which are unusual or things you like to do, or like Sister Jenna was saying, to be really loving and detached. And it's not so easy to be, I say, really loving. Not attachment, it's a different, and detached. It's a art you can learn. But as I said, the starting point is the light. The light inside of you needs to shine, needs to be switched on. And actually, this festival of Diwali, in every culture, in every country, there are some festivals of lights, right? And all these festivals is a kind of memory that there was a time when the light was fully shining, right? And then we celebrate, and celebrate means in that connection we are happy, we are light, we are kind to each other, gentle, peaceful, light. No, in English, the word light, it's a double meaning. Sometimes we say double light because the one is the light, the shining light, I am. I come to this a little bit later. And the light. And the other thing is to be light, to be easy, to not be heavy, right? And so sometimes we call it double light. And this I wish you take from here with you. But first we have to switch the one light. Normally, if you are in your daily life and someone asks you, who are you? So you can tell a full story. I'm the child of so and so. I have this business, job, hobby. I'm female, I'm male, and so on. But you read here in these museums, here and the other museum, who am I? And that's the main thing to understand, really. And even you have been here for several times, doesn't mean your light is always lit. You know it in your head. Yes, I know, I heard they say, I am a soul. I am a soul. Not that I have a soul somewhere hidden in my body. No, we say it, I have a soul, and it's important for us. But it's the other way around. It's not the body who says, oh yes, somewhere I have a soul. Can the body speak without me? Who is the I, the me? It's the one who is speaking. the one who is listening, the one who is doing. And so this is very important to switch on this light. I am the light in the body. Like I said on Thursday, when I told them this thing is made of bones and skin and flesh and so on, and this is made in Germany, right?
Yeah.
This vehicle, this car, this house, right? But I am not German. You are not American or whatever you normally say. Is that right? Am I German? Yes, this is a German Walla, a German person. But it's a soul. Yes, I have taken this costume. Now a car would never say, I have a driver. It would be funny. So, but the driver says, I have a car. It's a driver who is driving the car. And it sounds so simple, and if I tell it, you say, yes, yeah, it's right. But as simple it is, it's also, you forget it. You forget it again and again, right? The simple thing, I'm the driver of this car. And so I'm a soul, and that connects us also to each other. We are not the nation, the nationality. We are not the background we have. We are a soul. And as a soul, we are a big, big, big family. We are a soul family all together. And this is one reason I choose to live this life with Brahma Kumaris. Because I never liked this separation. These people and these people and these people and big ones and small ones and famous one and unknown. So, and this country and so on. I had always in my heart, deep in my heart, the feeling there must be more, there must be something which is connecting us. And therefore it's so important to let on your own light, to understand who you are. I am the light. And in the morning, we also heard something else, what I liked personally very much. So it was, we heard that the soul has all attainments in itself. Means I don't need to search outside for peace, for love, for happiness, for power. It's all in the soul, waiting to be reawakened, right? So, and this all means to lit up the light, to shine again, to be the I am. I'm always a soul. It's not that today I'm a soul and tomorrow I'm something else. This is always, but our consciousness is not always the same. We forget it. We identify with the body. And then the light goes off. It's dark. The light is hidden in the body. And if I think I'm a body, it's like people who left the body. They had this, how you say it, out of body experience. They, the main people, the main souls, they experience like going through a, how you say, tunnel, through a dark kind of corridor. So, and then there's light coming out. And what I feel, this is like searching within the body. The soul needs to leave the body, but it's still in the body. And this is dark. Until it's understand, I'm a soul, I'm free, I'm out of the body. And then it sees the body down. That, oh, I'm still alive. And the soul experience, it's different. That is my body lying down, let us say in hospital or so. But it's not me, I'm still alive. What is that? That's a surprise, right? But why should we wait until we are leaving the body to understand I'm a soul? We can do it right now. If we have a body of a child, right? You are a what? What are you? Yes, I'm also a child. Is that right? No, I am a child. Who agrees that I am a child? Is there anyone who... The body is not a child. Your body is a child, is this right? But are you the body? You are a soul. Look, there sitting a soul who is looking through your eyes. You? It's you. You are looking through your eyes, right? The eyes are like windows, and you look through the eyes. Sometimes it's really good to understand it that simple, no? Because we think sometimes very complicated, and sometimes we read many things, research, where is a soul, many complicated stories, but it's much more simple. I'm a soul, I live in the body, and one day I have to leave the body, and if I am in the consciousness of a soul, then everything changes in my life, I can tell you, right? Those who have experiences, they know it. Everything is changing if the light is on. Then I see. If it's dark, I can't see properly. And so we have three eyes. And if we are, how we call it, soul conscious, that means the third eye is starting to open. But I have to keep it open, right? It doesn't, only if I recognize it, it doesn't stay open all the time. I have to keep it open with my consciousness because I was sleeping. We all have slept a long time. Sleeping in the way, being unconsciousness, being in the dark of the consciousness that I think I'm the body. So that's very, very important to understand that. And yeah, the other thing, like I told before, having all attainments in me, if you think I'm a child of God, is that right? Am I a child of God? She says, no, but I am a child of God. You are a child of God? Yes, that one is a child of God? You're not sure? No? So it's good if we understand that as a soul, we can be a child of God, right? So why he has not, the children are not the bodies, the children are the souls. Okay, so how, the one thing is to understand I'm a soul, but the other thing is also we need to charge the battery. The light, the first light is to understand I am a soul, but the second thing is to charge, to take some higher energy from a supreme source, however you call it, but there is a higher source, a supreme light. And that is actually the secret. All the lights are starting to sparkle again if they connect with the supreme. So we have, like in Diwali, all the lights are on. Likewise, it's Christmas time. We have the Christmas tree, and so there are all these candles, and it's actually the same. No one could explain me when I was a child. I said, why they have this tree, and no one could explain properly. Only later, when I heard this, what I heard here, even it is in another country, I heard it in Germany, and then I understood, the souls are light, and there's on the top of the tree, there's a kind of extra light or star or something extra. And this is, I connected with the supreme light. And if we connect with the supreme light, all the little stars, the candles are lit up. So look, in every culture, in every festival, there are these sayings that we should learn to be light again. I am light. But the other thing is also how to become light. How to become light in your life. Not like Sister Jenna was saying, detached and frustrated or stressful, or I have enough from this person, I detach myself. That is not even a real detachment. I'm still connected with anger with that person, right? I am contact is a kind of bondage, a kind of bond is still there, even it's a bond of anger. So the saying is, it turns around in my head. Why is this one like that, or the colleagues, or that means I'm not detached. It's like a cut off, but it's not a real detachment. Real detachment is when I'm very peacefully let go of the thoughts of that person who troubles me. And the next step is also to be loving, to send that one good wishes, good feelings, good thoughts. And feelings are very important. Feelings are creating vibrations. Thinking alone is not enough. I think of the speciality of the other person. I think it. But still there's something in my attitude what keeps a negative feeling, a negative thought, and this creates a vibration. So feelings should be also considered. If I want to send good wishes, good thoughts to someone, I have to watch my feelings as well. And the thoughts behind the feelings. Otherwise it's superficial. Oh yes, I wish that you are happy, that everything is fine. But do I see really the specialities? If I keep in my mind the negativity, so that creates a negative vibration. And that all belongs to switching the light on. If I'm really in the soul conscious stage, like we say here, then there are no negative feelings. Therefore, always go back to the first step, and then you can do the other steps and also connect with the Supreme. Then it's more easy because you feel you get something. We always need something. We need love, especially we need love, right? In my life, I was in a point before I did this Raja Yoga meditation. I learned so much about love. I was reading very, very good books and I trained myself. I know, yes, we have to give love. Then you get love. So I did my very, very best to do that. But still there was a point I was frustrated because then something inside of me was crying and so we need a lot of more love than we did get from the parents, from the friends, and so on. So we need more love because we need a very pure love. And that was a moment I literally I cried out for God, for the supreme love. There is a higher love, and that changed really everything. That I got something. I got love for myself. And then sharing love is so different than from whatever I could give. It's not enough, your love, my love. But if I am charged, the battery is shining. The battery of the soul is full of light. And then if I give light, I get more light. And that is the secret. Giving love, you get also love. If you are with the divine, right? Okay. So the other side is how to be light. We had recently on Thursday, we had a workshop about how the thoughts are healing through laughter. And so we did something very practical. We, not everyone was just sitting there, but we moved around. And so today is Diwali, so we celebrate Diwali. We should not only sit, right? So we have lights here, and is Santosh Pai around? He's listening. He's hearing me. Yes. Okay. So we are all flexible. Like I was flexible, just jumped in and do something for you. So now you do something for yourself and for all of us together. I take the other microphone, I guess. Hello. Ah, wonderful. And now we want the soul to be light. And I come down. I don't bother if it's filmed. I hope it's okay. So even my legs are not so super young, but doesn't matter. Get up. And there's a shining angel with lights. You can take a light. And also you put the chairs a little bit on the side, just on the side. We are all flexible, take some space. Those who know me know it's always sometimes surprising, unusual. Keep some space, right? Okay. And everyone gets a light. And I don't know if our brother Santosh is also ever ready to stop in between. Yes? Okay. Huh? Any music. You can take the three I gave you, maybe the last one. Okay. So 1 second, not yet. So first you have everyone has a light. Yes? And this, can I borrow for a moment? This just should remind you of this light. Here it's a soul sitting, looking through the eyes. Yes? Shining star, but you keep it in your hand that you don't never forget it, even it's now physical, but it goes with you here. Oh, okay, I have also light, not bad. Okay, now when the music is starting, the last one, it will be fine. It will be the right one. So when the music is starting, you just move around, and then all of a sudden, Santosh Pai, the music stops, and then you choose anyone who's close to you, and then you share your good feelings for that soul. You tell something what makes a soul happy. For example, you always give the light of peace to everyone. Whatever you see and feel in the eyes, and if you don't feel, think of something positive, like a gift to that person, right? And then the music is going on, right? So start. Don't be sticked on your place. Just move around. Aha, this was the first one we had. But why not? It makes you light. Just go around. Be happy. Be light. You are the lights of the world. Sister Gita, now it's your time. Join in. Come. Dance with us. Come. Yes. You like that? Oh, so much light is in the world, right? Oh, you look so beautiful. Your eyes are shining. And if the mood starts, go on. Be loving and detached. Oh, you look so light. You like to dance? And let us see. Hello. Yes, this is here. Continue. In the moment the music is starting, let go. Be detached and loving. Happy Diwali, Happy Diwali, just move on. We need a lot of blessings for the world. Whatever you say to someone else.
I keep a close watch.
Oh yeah, that's also good. And here's another one. Wow.
I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I
walk the line. Me too.
Because you're mine. I walk the line.
Look at her.
I love it.
Now, a little bit more courageous. Just walk differently.
I
Faster
find it
or slower.
very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day's through.
Walk the line,
Yes,
your
I'll
line.
admit that I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine. I walk the line.
Okay. Acha.
As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness I've known proves that it's right. Because you're mine, I walk the line. You've got a way to keep me on your side. You give me cause for love that I can't hide. For you I know I'd even try to turn the tide.
Maybe one last time, then I speak. Then. This is now the last round. Last time. And after that, you take your chair. Look at her.
These vagabond shoes are longing to stray. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep. Boom, bam. And be a number one. Help me with the words. A number one. Top of the list. All right. Town shoes are longing to stray. Be a part of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it. Everyone, anywhere, it's up to you. New York, New York. Wow, what a group! Sister crooning, bravo!
Thank you very much. So it pulled Jenna Ben out of her corner.
I'm from that neck of the woods. I'm in New Jersey, 10 minutes from New York City. So Frank Sinatra, of course, I was born in those years, listening to his music. All those great crooners, you know. So thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
I just had to start singing.
Yes, we all enjoyed it because this is Diwali all about. You just meet and greet and cross the barriers, right? Not, oh, I'm this one, I'm this one, I'm this one. You cross the barriers, be light, because this is the double light we shared. Yes? Okay, maybe.
Because I don't know if I need a mic, but today the perspective that you've given, that I am a soul, it's just opened up so many things for me. And when we were moving around with the light, I wasn't seeing the body, I was seeing the souls. So, thank you.
Yeah, who wants to share whatever he experienced till now? What thought? What?
I felt really light, and everyone just looked angelic to me. So it made me feel very happy.
I actually was feeling a light in my third eye or here. I was actually feeling that. And I also found everyone very pleasant to see as I walked around and met their eyes.
And what happens, what we are doing, first the consciousness of being a light, second seeing everyone else as a soul, as a light, and the third one sharing good blessings, feelings for that one. This goes in the world. It doesn't stay only here. Are you aware of that? So we do right? So we do a big job for healing the world as well. If we start healing our own thoughts and healing our relationships and healing our old stuff, what we still have in our hearts, we do something for the world. Even sometimes we think or feel, oh, what can I do? It's so overwhelming what is happening in the world right out there, right? So, and then we feel very alone. What can I do? We feel helpless in a sense. But from today on, never ever feel helpless again. You can do something. And this is just an example how we can deal with each other and how we can see each other. And even there's a person who troubles you most. Try it to firstly detach from your old thoughts, right? Secondly, see the speciality, see the soul, and then give good wishes. Many things are changing through that. Yes, just try it out. You, who wants to share?
I was going to say this when everyone's going around, that saying that we're all points of light. It doesn't really. It's not the monopoly of one president. Can you hear me now? Yes. So I was just going to share that we are all points of lights. We should be light, a bright shining light. We should keep shining, loving, and walk a peaceful walk.
How did you feel? Dancing angel?
Can you? Yeah. How did you feel?
Excited?
So she's been learning about mindfulness in school. It's a program they incorporate within their academic culture and academic portfolio. And she comes in homes and tells me everything about mindfulness and what I need to correct in myself to be mindful, respectful. And so I thought this would be a different perspective that would complement it, but it seems like I feel light, and I feel like there are certain things that I ought to take away within my own development and journey.
As we were sharing, I felt like judgments, superficial judgments, like people's hair, like what they look like, their race, their age, their size fell away. Yes, yes.
This is something very practical. This does fade away if we know and understand I'm a soul, but she made it very practical because this is what's happening. Oh, how does she look like? Oh, she has glasses. Oh, she's smiling so sweet. What is this? And so on. So this is like conscious and subconscious always going on. And so we judge each other in a very subtle way. It might not be conscious. And this is a very good example how we can check better, how we judge each other easily. And it's so wonderful. Yesterday there was someone, I saw someone outside, and I had the feeling everyone was looking because something. She was very fat and very so. But I said, "Oh, you are such a beautiful soul," and I catched a eye from her, and like a subtle thankfulness. Oh, someone sees me as I am. It has nothing to do with the body, right? Or once I was working with children, and one of the children, she went for an operation, and then she get medicine, and her head went like that, cortisone. And so when she came back, the children laughed, and then I told the child, you are so beautiful, I still see you as a soul. And even the child did understand at that moment, because must have been some experience during her sickness. So this is so important to do that. Okay, last one.
No, I just wanted to share, sometimes the light goes out. I mean, my light just went off for a second. I turned it right back on. But I see two concepts to this. We're born and raised to be independent, pay our bills, make sure you're on time, don't lose track of things. And on the other side, which I consider the spiritual side, to be complete dependence. So the human side is independent, and the spiritual side is dependent on the one source, that's God. So we have to be totally dependent on the spiritual side to refresh the light, to give us, like you said, exactly. We have to, when you spread the light, it comes back. So you have to constantly be reinforced by God. God's light will refresh you. And I think his favorite word is I can't, because he'll say, I can. When you let it go, I think he loves that word. I can't, I give up. And he'll say, but I can. And then the light comes back. So the light, you say it's off when I can't, that word, I can't. And the light comes right down when you you just give it back to God, and it will come back and your light will go on. So I just a thought.
You can feel this is from her experience, right? That she experiences. Yeah, so thank you very much. You want to go back to your chair? Just put it. Just put the chairs anyhow. Oh, yes, nice. You make a circle, what I prefer actually. But I didn't want to say it because it was set up differently. But I like. Thank you. You take it. Thank you. So it's nice, without saying something, we landed in a circle. And this is actually much more interactive, right? Then we see each other and feel each other. So, are there any questions? Because it's not only here, you heard good things, you feel the atmosphere is good, the company is good, but you all have to go back to your daily routine, right? And so, is there anything you want to ask? How you can keep this light, or this connection, or these good wishes? What you can do if you're in your daily routine, because there's a main part, right? Here it's easy, and of course you can come as often as you want because you recharge here. You are reminded of your qualities, you are reminded of that connection, right? Reminded of your light. But it's good to take something with you. So, are there any questions? You can ask freely what concerns you, what you want to get rid of, or how to keep the light. Any question? If not, I start giving some ideas, and maybe in between, then you have some question. You're free to ask then. So the question is, yeah, okay, there's wonderful.
if you come in contact with a specific person that's always toxic for you to be around, how is the best way to keep the light and keep that toxicity away?
Yeah. Okay, then we can. Yeah, this question you heard, everyone can relate to that, is that right? There's always someone around us. Mainly, it's even close, either in the family or in the work. There's always someone who troubles us more, right? And we feel heavy about it. We don't feel light then. So, but it's good how you ask this question. You are saying, if there is a toxic person around us, how to keep the light. And so we have spoken about thoughts. And this is a thought. This one is always toxic. So if we think that, we keep that energy. I have made the experience because I changed my life quite a lot. And some people who know you in your mistakes, and they keep this vision of you, and they think she's always like that, even I have changed. It's so interesting. 90% I didn't do this mistake anymore. But when that person came to me, I exactly did it like earlier. And I was, what is that? It's a long time ago I behaved like that. Why? It's like a button is pressed and the energy is going out. She's like that. So, and she gives me then the energy and I behave like that. No? And so, even it's hard at the beginning because you do experience and your mind says, but she does, and I feel it, and others also say it, right? So, but still, it's worth to change these thoughts. Okay, I experience this toxic, you say toxin? Yeah. So you experienced it, but you should not fix her that she's always like that. So you experience it, you can accept it. Acceptance is good, that you did experience this. You felt bad about it, heavy about it, insulted or whatever. That you can accept. It's your feelings. And you should accept this. But then there must be a reason why this person is behaving like that. There's always a reason behind we don't know, right? We don't know what this person has experienced at home, wherever, or from the childhood. And so, if I have the attitude to help that person, that's one step. But maybe before I can do that, helping her, I have to help myself. I have to protect myself. What I do in such situations, I create a kind of aura around me of protection that this doesn't come to me. I don't take it. You know, I don't take it. If the energy is bad, I have to be in a giving energy. Like there's a soul sitting there. And if I'm peaceful and powerful, then the energy goes from inside out. And I can say to myself, I'm not taking this negativity in myself, because then I'm the same. You know? This person is angry, but wait a moment, I am angry too then, after a moment, you know? So I get this energy and it touches a bottom in me as well. So firstly, I have to get rid of my own anger, of my own negativity, but also protect myself with a good energy. And also, again, this connection with the Supreme is very important, because I might not be powerful enough to create enough peaceful space around me. I have a friend in Germany, and we sometimes do some kind of energy work. It's just came up, and for example, I tell her, so still this happened, then she watches me and says, you feel protected? I say, yes. Then she was saying, but I see still a gap, you have to close that. And that gap is a weakness in me. We found out together that, yes, I can think it, but if I have a weak point, this protection gap is not closed. And so I have to work a lot on myself constantly to create positive thoughts about myself, positive thoughts about others, and get rid of the weaknesses. So, like, I'm not able to do. So she suggested something very good. If I'm not able to do something, let him do. Right? That's a good method to do it. What I cannot do, let me take some higher power. And then slowly, this energy gap is closing, and no one is allowed to come in that. You have to be that strong. The other pair, detached and loving, I like also is to be powerful and loving. Because many of us might be very loveful persons, but sometimes we need a lot of power also. And that is also light, powerful light. I'm not only loveful, I'm also powerful. And that we have to think first, and then feel, and then we act differently. Powerful is, the soul is powerful to protect yourself, for example, powerful to not be under the influence of others, or not even under the influence of your old stuff, your own weaknesses. You can say it often and often, I'm a powerful soul. I'm loveful, detached, powerful, peaceful. And as often you repeat it, now this is a technique to repeat it. Repetition creates some, how you say, like it's recorded. As more you repeat it, it creates a relay, we say in German, I don't know the word. Yeah, a groove. And so you strengthen this again and again, repeat it, and even you don't feel it in the beginning, doesn't matter, keep on. Like yesterday, Sister Jenna was sharing, and when people were writing a positive thought 108 times, and 10 times, 20 times, 30 times after 40, isn't it a little bit boring? Okay, is it really? I get that. But when they continued, then I didn't know what exactly you said, but let us say 80 or 90 or so, then slowly it soaks in, I would say now. Yes, it goes in. So repetition of positive thoughts, but also feelings. Don't forget the feelings. It has to be together. If it's not, a scientist has found it out. If we only know something, it's not enough. We have to feel it, right? Okay, some other question.
So yeah, in everyday life, we see people, we meet people, right? So, except from here. Here, everyone is spiritual. Oh, okay. Can you hear me? Okay. So, except here, when we go out in society or near, we meet people daily in our daily life. So, they are not as spiritual as us. Maybe they are not as good as us, kind, helpful. So, what I do is I try to maintain a distance, which is spoiling my soul. So, I want to keep myself protected, not get influenced by those energies. But they say that I'm stubborn. So how do I handle this?
Thank you. Maybe it's only in the beginning. I had this experience in the beginning also. They didn't say stubborn, but like you are not with us, you are separate or something like that also. But when I continued to learn about the soul is positive and the other one is actually also positive, then after a while I'm more easy with them. You can mix more easy because you are strong. You are strong, you are not influenced anymore. And then it makes them feel better. You can reach a hand. Because it's very subtle, you think, I'm a spiritual person, they not. Right? It's very subtle. And it creates a wrong kind of distance. The distance to the vices, to the negativity, that is good, but not to the person, not to the soul. And so sometimes just a warm eye is enough, just to let them feel good. But you, again, not only think, feel it. It's a soul. Even he's not spiritual, but he only doesn't know. That's the only difference. No, and reaching, giving a hand, or doesn't mean that you cross your borders. That doesn't mean that you have to go out of your disciplines or whatever. If they invite you for alcohol, you don't need to drink alcohol. But you can be friendly. 'Cause, oh no, I don't like, but still be friendly with them, open with them. Okay.
Just wanted to. I think we have to be careful when we approach other people, this concept of separation you talked about, and think on another tune. Sister Jenna has a phenomenal CD on the inclusion revolution. And so we have to practice inclusion toward every single human being and empathy, which is the key to the inclusion piece. So you should get the CD. It's called the Inclusion Revolution. And it talks about, in Sister Jenna's words, she talks about this idea that we're all the same. We may look differently, but we're absolutely more alike than we are different. So that's just a different approach, but I highly recommend the CD because it really, I listen to it all the time in my practice. And she really is amazing in what she speaks about, this inclusion revolution. And Congressman Cummings, who recently passed away, really addresses this concept of inclusion. God rest his soul.
I'd like to follow on the thoughts that Portia and Sister Gudrun have shared. I think that sometimes when we consider ourselves a little bit super special, it can create a kind of an ego that separates us naturally from people, just naturally from people. And I think that if we can this is something that I do all the time, and everybody who knows me sees that I'm with everyone, and I really have no thoughts about if I'm better or you're better than me. It's not important. I think what's most important is to continue to have this interest that you are going to learn something from this person. There's just something very powerful in being interested in the views and the ideas or the opinions of others. Now, there are certain relationships that we might be in that seems to just not be in alignment with our values. And we understand that. It's not a comfortable relationship. It means it's testing me to come from a deeper place of love, which I don't have at the moment. So it's important that we address that and not necessarily portray to the other person that they are bad or they're not good and they're not, up to my level. But it's more like when I'm in the company with this person, I find that I really need to dig deeper to find more love. Then that helps me to really be able to settle into whoever and whatever people might be. Okay? All right.
Just wanted to share an experience. So I'm on a self-discovery journey, like most of us are. And I was on a regular path. Yes, I'm doing the right thing, what needs to be done, and I have no control over the other. But being on this journey, I feel that I am ready to see myself as a soul. So before going on for this party, I was already at peace with myself that I am ready to accept myself. And I was so surprised when I went to the party. It was the same people who some of them used to irritate me earlier with the way they behaved. It's almost that everything just melted away. It just, I mean, I'm sharing that with you that I've never experienced that before. When I went there, I just saw their smiles and I just saw the positivity in that room. That just told me that there was a connection who was protecting me and I am ready to absorb. So, thank you.
Yeah, and as I said, there's always a reason behind why people behave like that. I had also recently an experience, someone who was actually over 3 years behaving bad to me with the attitude and everything. And anyhow, I get the feeling, don't take it personally. Because before she was friendly and was good, but only when she came in a kind of position, and then this happened. Then she behaved differently to me, and I was very aware that she was aware of my position I had many years, and she's not experienced, but I am. And suddenly I understood her background. So honestly, I must say it was jealousy. It was a kind of might game, you know. But what I did, I put off any kind of thought of any position, either her or my on anything, but really just seeing the soul. And I know that she had a bad childhood. This I knew. And so I knew this is now the time she transfers it, she gives it to others. And I didn't take it personally, but I worked because it's not that it didn't do anything with me. It was not pleasant, like a little bit, no, you're not, no? And this has changed so much through my own working on my own self. And you cannot say that you have immediately good feelings and good wishes. It not happens so easily, right? Everyone knows from experience it's really harsh with some people. But you can constantly work on your own self and then you get the fruit. This sister, she had a big operation, and actually two. And anyhow, I knew that this will soften her, because if you have a lot of pain, you are more aware sometimes what you did also to others. And I was always friendly with her, but also what I needed to learn, more detached. Before, I wasn't so detached in similar situations with similar experiences of people. I wasn't so detached. I wasn't so easy with that. But in that case, I also didn't fulfill expectations which did not fit to me. I don't want to be her jumping doll, yeah. And even this was hard for me because I'm friendly, I want to give the hand, but I walk the line, therefore I love this song. I walk the line, my way with God. And so after the sickness, she was so incredible soft. So first I was a little bit skeptical because earlier also I was if I see something changing, I think, oh, it has changed and I'm open, too open. And then, gotch, something happened and again it went in my heart. So you have this experience. Yeah, I thought she has changed. So I was very careful, yes. But it's just, we cannot be immediately perfect if we have realized something or the other person. So it was a very gentle approach to each other. I was carefully, she was carefully, and now it's really amazing. Amazing. So these good wishes, like you shared your story. So it's worth to work on yourself.
Thank you, Sister Gudrun. It's been a really enlightening circle and conversation, and I'm sure everybody must have taken a lot from this dialogue, didn't you? It really was the title, Awakening to the Light, and we want to give her a big hand of applause. We have We have our wonderful sister Aditi, who has come all the way from George Mason University to offer us a special Diwali dance. And please do sense the vibrations, the feelings, and the awakening of her light as she shares her light with all of you. And I believe there's lunch for everyone. Is that correct? So everyone is getting wonderful Indian lunch today. For those of you who happen to be in Indian bodies, we're so sorry to disappoint you. It's Indian. But we like it. We're looking forward to it. And there'll also be a blessing and a treat at the end for each of you, which Sister Gudrun will distribute to each and every one of you. Thank you so much. And here is the wonderful Sister Aditi.
Happy Diwali. जहाँ शुद्ध प्यार होगा देवों का राज होगा ऐसी स्वर्णिम दुनिया आई की आई जहाँ शुद्ध प्यार होगा देवों का राज होगा ऐसी स्वर्णिम दुनिया आई की आई दिवाली आई स्वर्ण युग लाई झूम नाचो गाओ मेरे संग हो दिवाली आई स्वर्ण युग लाई झूम नाचो गाओ मेरे संग हो हैप्पी दिवाली हैप्पी दिवाली हैप्पी दिवाली संगम युग की ये घड़ियां कितनी सुहानी है सतयुगी दुनिया में जाने की तैयारी है जगमग करती स्वर्णिम दुनिया हमको बुलाती है छोड़ी कलियुगी दुनिया ये धरा बिगाती है धरा बिगाती है धरा बिगाती है कहे पुरवाई बाज शहनाई देवी देवताओं की दुनिया है आई हो दिवाली आई स्वर्ण युग लाई देवी देवताओं की दुनिया है आई हैप्पी दिवाली हैप्पी दिवाली हैप्पी दिवाली
centered in a hand form, which means that I'm honoring each and every one of you that's come here. And when I do this one, it means a gem. And when we're doing it here, like the deities, they have this sense of purity and peace on them. So we're saying that this era is in all of us, and we're bringing it very soon. Because of the change in our values, we're bringing the era of purity and goodness in all of us.
Thank you so much. I thought that was very important because a lot of us are aware of the hand movements, but some of us are not as well. So Sister Gudrun will offer a blessing to each one of you, and special treat in the Brahma Kumaris is called Toli. And Toli is symbolic of the sweetness of your lips, that whenever you have Toli, you are forced. No, just kidding. You are being encouraged to speak sweetly and speak with words that give upliftment. So when you receive Tolis with that intention, so we are inviting you all to go up and take a blessing and a Toli from Sister Gudrun. No two blessings are the same. And when you get back to your seat, you can read your blessings with the room if you'd like to share it and just to feel the energy, how it shifts us. So please enjoy.
You are seeing yourself in the light of God's vision. This habit has melted barriers and allowed rivers of love to flow between you and the world. Exactly what I just said.
I love this one. It says, God has made you an image of support and an example for the world. I think I just love that because I try to mirror that. I really do. I give a lot of awards out every month to people that do menial work or great work. It doesn't matter, but they all get something: customer service excellence, patient care excellence, technical excellence, dog care excellence, and it makes them feel uplifted. So I like doing that. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Gudran and Sister Jena. It's been a wonderful time so far. And my blessing is you are the one who is revealing the love within your heart. You silently give this love to everyone you meet.
Even when someone gives you something negative, you make the power of determination and the power of transformation your constant companions, which I think talks about, dealing with challenging situations. It's really great to be able to transform it.
Thank you. My blessing says, in all your actions, you experience soul conscious love through your attitude, vision, words, relationships, and connections. Yes, that's me.
Hi, my blessed says, here that even if someone insults you, is it to give happiness? This is a sign of the greatness of your birthday.
I want to thank Sister Gudrun for you're just full of energy and you spread so much joy. Just being here has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you. And Sister Jenna, always. You are the one that is keeping the awareness that when whatever happens in the drama of life is beneficial. This faith has made you light and a carefree emperor of the self.
Thank you, Sister Chinna, and thank you, Mr. Gutin. It was very nice today, this celebrating this Diwali with you. And thank you, Mr. Persh. Thank you. I feel very energetic looking at you. So my blessing is you are a special soul who goes ahead, but you also give such a lift to your companions that they too go ahead, which I needed right now most. Yeah, exactly.
You are a soul, you are a special soul who allows yourself to be guided by pure love. Your bravery has drawn the company of God and a glow of inner beauty.
Okay, he doesn't want to read, but I will read mine. With the power of silence, may you become a charitable soul filled with the treasures of happiness who relieves unhappy souls.
You're a special soul who's strong through supporting yourself and others with the initiative and commitment of the spirit.
You have given everyone love from your heart, and this is why everyone loves you with their heart.
Thank you, Sister, for an uplifting discussion today. Terrific, and it is about soul awareness. Thank you, Sister Jenna, and everybody here for what you do from a volunteer perspective, too. It's terrific. You're a special soul who always experiences the stage of being cheerful and having the fortune of happiness.
I think Sister Mary Flor, this morning, and I were thinking every time a blessing was read, we're thinking, these are custom made for each individual. And so right now I felt I didn't want to get up and get a second blessing because I loved my first blessing and I wanted to marinate in it. But you called my name and I went up and I got another one and it was the same exact one. Same exact one. Yes. And it reads, since you have received the fortune of happiness and remain in constant happiness, you easily bestow happiness on others. So I hope, yes. So I wish happiness on all of you here.
Yeah, my blessing says, you are the child of the Father who has the balance between love and law, so that love is experienced as the law and the law is experienced as a law. Thank you, Sister, for my.
Thank you to everyone who made this day so special, including all of us. No one apart from you is able to attain the real love of God. How great is your fortune?
My blessing says, with the powers of determination and transformation, you say farewell to the words, reasons, and problems and become an embodiment of solutions. Thank you so much to everyone today. Thank you.
So Gary's been going through a little bit of teasing and, I wouldn't call it bullying, but teasing at school and at home. And hers read, with the power of silence, may you remain a constant yogi who attains victory over sorrow, which I hope to explain to her later. And mine read, with the power of silence, may you be an elevated soul who attains victory over adverse situations that are caused by matter and nature.
But when you make it done, don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Oh, yeah. Are there any singers in the circle? I know, she's in.